in game 3. And Southside are through to their third grand final in 4 seasons. Reed swoops on the crown with massive basket.
3, you are kidding me.
And the fire burned brightest. Townsville are WNBL champions for the 4th time.
Welcome to Melbourne, to the Boombox, Melbourne Sports Centre in Parkville for the Melbourne Boomers and the Adelaide Lightning who come to town. Liam Ellison and Mark Alabakov with you on the call for the first game of your Sunday Arvo doubleheader to round out round 7 of the Cygnett WNBL. Mark, welcome.
Big implications today. It's highway to the danger zone. Melbourne coming off a shock loss to the Caps last start. They'll be looking to redeem themselves with a win at home. And then you've got Adelaide, who had yet another near miss. Their resilience will be tested, as will their ability to score the basketball. Averaging 70 points only at the moment, looking for one more person to be able to chip away, give them 10 or 12 points consistently.
The resilience really has been tested all season long, the Lightning. As you alluded to, Mark, they are not far away. Lost seven of their 8 losses, rather, this season have come by under 8 points. 2 of them in OT, and their last 5 in a row by 2 possessions or less. It hurts to read it out, Mark.
It does, and scoring the basketball, I think, is the biggest issue. So as I alluded to, that 10 or 12 point scorer consistently is the gap. So can they average closer to that 80 point per game mark? You know, could that scorer be a consistent Izzy Bourne? She had 25 points against the Spirit. Or does that come from Brianna Turner, who the last time she played for the Adelaide Lightning in 2019 averaged 17 points per game, which is 10 more than what she's currently averaging.
She has been remarkable defensively, leading the league in steals and blocks, or stocks, as we like to know it as. And this is going to be a good matchup, isn't it? Hillman and Turner. Hillman coming off a double-double. Yet another double-double at that in that loss to the Caps. Looking forward to this one, Mark.
Well, 2 of the best imports in the competition. Possession play is so important in big games, and you've got 2 of the top 7 rebounders in the competition. Naz Hillman giving you 15 points, 9.5 rebounds. She had 8 offensive rebounds against the Caps, and she's a big part of why the Melbourne Boomers are the best offensive rebounding team in the competition. And then you look at Turner, 15.5 rebounds. She does a tremendous job with possession play. Would just love to see her get on the scoreboard a little bit more and help.
The Boomers come into this one still second on the table, and it's getting really tight, isn't it, between that 2nd to 4th position. There's a real tussle going on.
Yeah, and this game has big implications, you know, as it pertains to that. So the Melbourne Boomers, they get a win, they stay in 2nd place. If they're to lose, depending on results of other games today, they could drop as low as 4th. And then you've got the Adelaide Lightning, who a win would be massive for their morale and keep them within touch towards that top 4. But then a loss just could increase the gap again, pending results today.
It'll be a stirring road win for the Lightning if they were to get it done. And this is how the Boomers will line up coming into this ball game. And a big out for them, Jordan Canada, unable to participate due to mild concussion symptoms acquired in that game, unfortunately, against the Capitals, Mark.
And she's a big loss. I mean, there's no doubt about it. She's a potential MVP candidate within the competition. She gives you 16.5 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, so you can't replace her. But I think with Amy Rochi, you've got a seasoned professional, someone with big game experience that can plug and play and organise the offense to be able to get the ball where it needs to go and give them the chance to win.
Lightning are a young and exciting unit, led, of course, by Izzy Bourne, who, as we know, entered into that 20-player Opal squad earlier in the week, and this is how they will line up today.
Yeah, and they're a talented lineup. They like to get out and run and play in transition as much as possible. Most exciting for me is the play of Lauren Mansfield at the moment. She hit 7 3-pointers against the Spirit, had a massive game. The challenge for them, they've got 2 talented scorers in Borlase and Willoughby. They haven't been able to get both of them scoring in the high 20s or the mid 20s at the same time. There's usually a 6 to 12 point variance when one of them has that 20-point game. The other tends to not. So that's a balance that I think Coach Nat Hurst will be trying to strike. That could be a big scoring punch for them, and, you know, a much needed one.
And, of course, you can find all of those stats as well on the official WNBL app. We don't want you to miss a minute of the action. Live scores, highlights, all your player and team info and more. Download the free WNBL app today. Sunday afternoon basketball at the Boombox. It's become a regular fixture over the last couple of seasons. Always a great occasion in Parkville. And the Boomers to host the Lightning here. It'll be Hillman and Turner to contest the tip. And we're away. Rolling is going to track it down for the Boomers, and they will have first possession. Amy Rochi hoping for a big outing from her replacing Jordan Canada in the lineup. Tara Reid, Froling down low. Blitzarves now fronting up on Bourne inside the painted area. Ball's home.
Great play and great idea to go to Blitzarves early. They need to get her firing. She wasn't herself in the game against the Caps that they dropped.
Izzy Bourne. Here is Willoughby at the perimeter. Driving, working inside on Blitzarves. Follows her own miss. No good on the second chance. Amy Rochi calling the shots. Hand off to Blitzarves. Reid in the starting lineup today. Skip back over to Blitzarves, 9 seconds, driving out Willoughby. Nearly ran out of space on the baseline. Now the three goes up and in from Tara Reid.
That's terrific ball movement. So being able to drive that ball strong to the rim, Blitzarves, commit the second defender, make the extra pass.
Mansfield. Right there is Hillman. Reid Turner. Lays with her first look at the three-point arc, and Mansfield out of nowhere on the O-glass. She'll turn and fire. And cleaned up nicely by Keely Froling.
An early heat check by Mansfield, given how she shot the ball in the last game.
Rochi probing. Kicked out to Blitzarves. She can reset for the Boomers. Driving down the lane and no good. Willoughby on the glass. Move forward to Mansfield. Moved over to Bourne, and there's your first points for Adelaide.
And in transition too, which is a comfort zone for the way that the Lightning like to play.
Rochi. Handed back from Reid. Froling with a pick. She brought up 1,500 career points in the WNBL. Last game out, Keely Froling is Blitzarves, second three for Melbourne.
Keeping the basketball moving, so when they create the advantage, the extra pass or the one thereafter.
Willoughby splits through the trees. On the follow was Turner. Extra possession Adelaide. Mansfield over to Borlase. Little left out of the hand, but no one there to stop her.
Just a miscommunication on the offensive glass there. Who was boxing out?
Rochi, sorry Mark, interrupted your last point with the Bree Turner rebounds. Here is Amy Rochi. Screen from Hillman. Drawing defenders out to Froling, who's short on the J, and Bourne will rip it and go. 2-on-2 situation. Willoughby's out in the perimeter, and Bourne will go herself.
Exceptional start by Izzy Bourne. She's been aggressive running in transition. One getting on the end of a layup off a pass, and then you see her going to the rim off the bounce.
Rochi. Now Blitzarves feeding Reid. Got the shot away over Bourne, no good. Willoughby. Moving it through some hands are Adelaide. Mansfield driving straight down the middle, just short on the lay-in, but Bourne did just enough. Willoughby inside to Borlase, did well to corral that. Goes to work on Blitzarves, rattles home.
Tough turnaround too. Being able to leverage a contact, step back and fade away and make that.
We're tied up here, 4 minutes into this one. Blitzarves at the top. Driving out Willoughby, tough finish. Blitzarves off to a hot start. Straight away down the floor, and Bourne, speaking of, out to 6 points of her own to start this ball game. 3 of 5 from the field. Blitzarves wants movement. Borlase with the steal, putting the pressure on Reid. And last touch, Melbourne.
That's great persistence from Borlase to try and keep that one alive, keep the pressure on, and baits Tara Reid into a turnover, fumbling that ball out of bounds.
Willoughby sideline ball. 14-second shot clock. Turner, top of the perimeter. Now Mansfield around the pick. Feeds Turner nicely. Gets the shot away over Froling.
And I love that play. I love seeing Brianna Turner not only get involved in the offense, but be going to the rim. She had 0 offensive rebounds, and she's a tremendous rebounder. This was the last game that they played against the Spirit. If she can hang around the basket, her length can be a problem.
Here we go. On cue. Puts that length to work, and forward to Mansfield, releasing for the fast break too. Here's a terrific rebound at Brianna Turner. Of course, first in the league this season in rebounds per game. Reed, back to Rochi. Monty set to check in for the Boomers. Rochi, now Froling, space to fire. Third three of the game for Melbourne. 3 of 3 from beyond the arc so far. Willoughby. Crowd getting involved here. Ball lace in the corner. Short that time. Blitzarves. Lost ball lace. She'll pull up from the elbow and drain it.
A hot start here by Blitzarves, so she's come out really aggressive on the offensive end, which is a great sign for the Boomers.
Has been a hot start for Blitzarves. A hot start for both teams, really, and ball lace. Can't continue it there.
This is my only concern for the Lightning. Have a look at when a shot gets taken, there's no one within the painted area to try and keep the ball alive.
Rochi puts the ball on the deck, kick out, Froling. And was right there, really got it to go. Willoughby pushes the pace in transition.
Now, it might not seem like much, but that's the 10th point that they've scored on a fast break, the Lightning. So only the 6 have come within the half court, and there's nothing as yet on the offensive glass.
Substitutions ready to go for both teams. Reed. Blitzarves cutting baseline. Here's Froling. Rochi, 4 seconds. Needs to make her move. Good contest from Mansfield. Nearly went down. Borlase can take a deep breath for Adelaide, or can she? Turnover. Froling ahead to Hillman. Offensive foul. 1 point ball game, 3:23 remaining in the first quarter.
So while they've been highly efficient, the Lightning in transition, the worrying signs for the Boomers is this is exactly the recipe that the UC Caps used to get over the top of them in the last contest. So got to tighten the screws in their transition defense, or perhaps some of their shot selection. Can they take more predictable shots that then they can contest on the offensive glass? They do a tremendous job of that. If there's a predictability, it'll aid their ability to stop Adelaide getting out and running back the other way.
Tonks back out there for Adelaide, as is Conti. Lightning, baseline. Out to Borlase, just got there. Turner hands it off. Now into the corner. 8 seconds. Finding Turner cutting to the hoop, no good.
Great defense there from Penina Davidson, just to wall up and Turner put the ball right into her hands.
Rochi over to Reed. Now at the free throw line. Froling. Conti has it for Melbourne. Pulls up mid-range. Conti.
She does a tremendous job of that, being able to go from fast to stop. Not easy to do, and then elevate on the spot under control.
Brazel out to Tonks. Free ball, no good that time. Reed doesn't like the call. 2:27 remaining in the first quarter. Now Mole out there as well for the Lightning. Turner. Borlase. Now it's 8 seconds just inside the arc, and Reed pulls it down. 1 point lead, the Boomers. She can pull it up and reset via Penina Davidson. Having a great season, the longest tenured member of this Boomers team. Rochi will let it fly just off. Borlase. Now Adelaide, chance to reset. Turner on the low block, hand off to Brazel, and she splits through the sea.
That's a beautiful play. So that uphill handoff, coaches will refer to as a grenade. It's a dribble up towards a guard, and they try to wipe a defender off and then have a fast guard slash into the rim.
Lightning have retaken the lead here. Davidson. Now Conti. Working for the mid-range, creates separation, can't make it. Out to Borlase in transition. No one came to meet her, and Borlase to the rack.
And there's the trouble. So these are warning signs. Nearly all of the Lightning scores have come in transition, and it's been 2-on-1 layups or 1-on-0. The Boomers need to do a better job of not only their shot selection, but then getting a defender back to be able to stall that break. So one extra person.
Reed driving hard to the bucket, gets the foul call. And Sarah Blitzarves will re-enter for Melbourne. First 3 throws of the game. For the Boomers, as Izzy Borlase will take a spell.
Probably not a bad idea. You give her a little over a minute to be able to catch her breath, and then she gets the quarter-time break. She's so vital to this Lightning team as far as putting points on the board.
Leah feeding Conti. Now it's Froling. She'll turn and fire and makes it. Boomers back within 1. 5 points for Keely Froling. Driving at Kalia. No good that time for Brooke Basham, but Turner extra possession, the Lightning. 8 seconds. On the wing here, Adelaide have got to make their move. Just short. So Blitzarves. Shot clock ahead of the game clock. Contest came and Blitzarves is fouled.
She'll shoot 3. She could take her tally to 12 points potentially here if she can knock these 3 down, which would be a massive, massive start for her.
It sure would be. Pushing the double figures, as you mentioned. 1 dime and 2 rebounds as well for Blitzarves. First season in the Boomers purple. And good on the first.
And has changed her game a little bit, so she's playing a whole lot more on the 3-point line exclusively as that guard type or as a traditional 3.
2 of 2 so far.
So normally in seasons in the past, she's been able to cut to the basket, post up smaller defenders when she was playing with the Southside Flyers. So her being able to adapt her role to fit in better with this Melbourne Boomers lineup.
Change of role under Chris Lucas. And the shot clock is off for the Lightning. They trail by 2 here. And a high-scoring opening for both sides. Mansfield. 7 seconds. Basham's in the corner. Inside the keyway, driving on Conti. Turner passes out of a shot. Mole lets it fly. And that will do it for the end of 1 here at Parkville. Boomers 22, Adelaide 20.
Looking for your pathway in basketball? She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship can help. We're offering 30 girls from around Australia the opportunity to develop as coaches, players and officials, with mentoring from some of Australia's best basketballers and some of Australia's best coaches in breaking down barriers. If you're a girl aged 15 to 18, then this is for you. This 5-month program will accelerate your development both on and off the court. Interested? Head to shehoops.com.au to apply.
Welcome back to Parkville here, Melbourne Sports Centre, and of course the Boomers' 40-year anniversary. Tom Maher being honoured here, Mark.
What an absolute doyen of the game of basketball worldwide. You've got a 9-time WNBL champ, a coach that's taken 5 separate teams to the Olympics, and is really the coach that was on the ground floor of what it is to be an Australian Opal. He defined the culture and the standards that's carried through to all of the success that we've seen in Australian women's basketball to today.
9-time WNBL championship coach, just remarkable. 6 times with Nunawading, Perth, Canberra, and of course the Bulleen Boomers, their first championship coming in the 2010-2011 season.
And if I'm not mistaken, the first Australian to coach in the WNBA with the Washington Mystics.
Yeah, correct. Doyen is a good way to put it, Mark. So here we go. Back underway here with the Lightning. Both teams shooting well throughout that first quarter. Turner tried to release Brazel, not that time. Here's Conti. Forced to slow it up. Davidson with the screen. Rolls back down to Davidson. Well drawn up from Melbourne.
That's a beautiful pass. Bounce pass off the end of your dribble. And a tremendous roll from Penina Davidson.
Mansfield does well to find a teammate in the corner there. Not quite. Blitzarves moving it ahead quickly. Cherie Kalia to the cup.
Great take by her on her left hand as well. So anytime you play against these teams that like to play fast in transition, it's a great idea to try and push it back the other way.
Mansfield, that was a risky find to turn and nearly came off. Kalia saw better of it. Blitzarves ahead to Conti. She'll pull up in transition and it gets the friendly roll.
Case in point, because they often exert so much energy being able to push the ball at tempo towards their offensive end, they're spent by the time you get it and you try to transition quickly back the other way.
8-point ball game, forcing a timeout from Nat Hurst here. Nice start to the Boomers. This one brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL. Australian owned and designed, Cygnett is available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. Visit cygnett.com, our major partners at the WNBL. And a bit of separation here created by the Boomers, Mark.
There is, but it's come off the back of maybe some patchy execution from the Adelaide Lightning. So they've been able to get 16 points off fast breaks or off turnovers out of their 20. And then their half-court execution needs to be cleaned up.
Here are the leaders coming into today. Of course, no Jordan Canada if you have just joined us due to mild concussion symptoms in concussion protocol. It's been Sarah Blitzarves, though, who leads the way with 12 points so far.
You know, and we wish Jordan Canada a speedy recovery. Obviously, we'd love to have her out there on the floor, and I'm sure the Boomers would as well. But as you alluded to, Blitzarves, an amazing start to this one. So she only had 9 points in the last game against the UC Caps, which is probably less than her best. She's got 11 already and been able to get herself going with aggression and the types of physical drives to the basket that, you know, we've been able to see throughout her career.
Back underway. Out of the quick timeout, Mansfield. Jocelyn Willoughby. And Bourne, who had herself a great first quarter. Mansfield around a pick, gets the three away, won't fall. Hillman and Blitzarves can't combine.
But that's better execution. The ball moved, they were able to screen well and create advantages and get the shot that they were intending on, so that three-point look for Lauren Mansfield, and then it's predictable. They can go compete on the O glass.
Willoughby off the inbound set, nearly got the shot away. Blitzarves did well to close it off. Mansfield, Bourne with the pick, and Hillman rips it away for the Boomers. Off in transition. Oh, and the denial from Turner. Swatted it all the way to the zoo.
And that's outstanding defensive play by both of those two. We highlighted them at the start of the game. You've got the show on the pick and roll and then a deflection by Hillman. She gets out on the run, and then way to go by Brenna Turner. Chase her down and blocking that wide open layup otherwise.
Big time denial. Of course, Parkville located right next to the Melbourne Zoo for our interstate viewers. I should explain. Here's Conti. 8-point ball game. Gets around Turner, shot away, and the Boomers are out by 10.
That's more in rhythm with Monique Conti. In recent games, I've seen sometimes she tries to force the offense and chase the points that we know she can get. This looks far more in sync, and she's so balanced. She's knocked down 2 of them so far.
Brazel puts it on the deck and off the foot of Kalia.
That's a challenge that you have when you're an energy spark player, you know, being able to come in and want to make an impact. Can you let the game come to you while still bringing the energy, you know, in the moments of the game that are afforded?
Willoughby sideline basketball, 14 seconds. Turner assessing. Inside, Willoughby was a tough catch, 5 seconds. Mansfield had space to go. Little strong, and Hillman pulls it down. Averaging 9 rebounds per game, Nars Hillman. Kalia running point. Here's Conti. Nice release to Hillman. Recognition out to Kalia, extra pass, Blitzarves, little strong on that corner 3.
Unlucky, but beautiful basketball by the Boomers at that end. The ball moved, it never got contested. They got the wide open 3 that they were looking for.
Did well to find Mansfield, and the Lightning have just gone cold over these last couple of possessions. Lee went down. Conti will run it. The Richmond AFLW team all in attendance as well this afternoon watching on. As Kalia for 3, not quite. And it's Mansfield who can set us up for the Lightning. Bourne, high post, drives inside, Davidson the reach. And Izzy Bourne will have 2 from the line.
She too has had an aggressive start. We saw a lot of it in transition. So here, being able to get a catch, take the ball strongly to the hoop, get herself on the free throw line. It's a chance also for the Lightning to take a big, deep breath. You know, there's been a frenetic start to this second quarter. It's an 8-zip run so far for the Boomers. Seeing 2 go through the hoop here will do them wonders.
6 points, 3 of 3 so far for Izzy Bourne, and first is a miss. Blitzarve still leading the way here, and Conti 6 quick points off the bench as Bourne splits a pair.
A 1-2-2 half-court trap being deployed here by the Adelaide Lightning, trying to disrupt with the long wingspan of Turner right at the top of that press.
Pass at the feet of Hillman, who ties it up. Jump ball. Arrow will favour the Boomers.
Now, there's two things that you can do whenever you deploy that as a coach. It can be to delay and try to stall an offense, or sometimes you can be aggressive and try to trap. But in any event, here to take 13 seconds off the clock and force a fumbled, in disrepute basketball, that's a win for the defense.
It is. They can reset here as we get it cleaned up. Blitzarves will inbound with 11 seconds on the clock. Of course, the Boomers will be back here against the Sydney Flames on Wednesday night as well on ESPN. There's going to be a ripper. Some old faces returning to the boombox, of course. Conti. Hillman was there for the pick. Penetrating. Kick out to Rochi. 5 seconds. Floater no good. The foul call came first.
Now, one thing that's noticeable to me with the Melbourne Boomers that differs from the first quarter is where they're executing in the half court, the advantages they're creating, they're keeping the basketball moving, either via the pass or via the dribble, and then that's what's getting them in positions like this where they can get all the way to the tip of the rim and bait the defense to have to foul them.
Rochi rattles home with a bit of luck.
Late in that first quarter, I felt like they stalled a little bit and allowed the defense to catch up, and then they were shooting a whole lot of contested shots, which allowed the Lightning to get out and run.
They do look great going downhill, don't they, Adelaide? But it's an 11-point lead to the Boomers. Turner on the perimeter, handoff Willoughby. What about the three, driving right at Blitzarves? Oh, what a step through. Great footwork from Jocelyn Willoughby.
Well, she did the hokey pokey and she turned around.
Great stuff from you, Mark Alabakov. Jocelyn Willoughby with a terrific move. Rochi directing traffic. Now it's Froling at the top. Reed set to check in. Hillman, mid-range 2.
You've got to guard her out to that range. She's shown an ability to shoot out to that deep 2-point range.
Turner inside. Now it's Bourne who fronts and fires.
I can't credit her enough. I love this aggressive start because I keep alluding to the Adelaide Lightning being one scorer removed from really being competitive and probably getting that breakthrough win that they're seeking.
Froling tried to get it to Hillman.
So Bourne up to 9 points. That has all of the starters for the Lightning having gotten on the scoreboard so far.
4 of 4, perfect from the field. Is he Bourne? And that is the extra offense they were searching for coming into this game. Bourne again cutting hard of the hoop. Here's Turner at the top. And off to Mansfield. Great recognition.
Now this is better execution in the half court by the Lightning. Cleaner screens, attacking the hoop, being able to roll out and getting Turner involved, which is so critical.
Timeout on the floor brought to you by your local Ford dealer, proudly supporting community basketball in Australia. And the Lightning trailing this one by 7 points. And these are their leaders coming into the ball game, of course. Izzy Bourne and Brianna Turner across all major stat categories leading the way, Mark.
Yeah, and they've been tremendous, and they show a bright future not only for the Adelaide Lightning, being the youth within their roster, but then also the game nationally. We see Isabel Borlase as part of that top 20 selection for the Australian Opals, and the emergence of Bourne, who knows, the sky could be the limit for her moving forward. Absolutely.
The sky is the limit for Izzy Borlase. Brianna Turner returning to the WNBL for the first time since the 2019-20 season. Of course, a teammate of Lindsay Allen at Notre Dame as well.
And I like her being aggressive on the offensive end. So she's got the 4 points so far. She averages in that 6 to 7 range, where she previously averaged 17 points in the 2019, I believe, 20 season. So she's got the proficiency to score. I think she just needs to get her confidence going. We saw very late in the first quarter, there was a drive and dish from Lauren Mansfield where she passed up an open layup and kicked the ball out to Taylor Brazel. if I'm coaching Nat Hurst, I'm encouraging her to be aggressive. Turn her shoulders. She's 6'4". She's got an incredible wingspan. If she can play confidently, she could be a headache for teams to deal with. And in this case, the Melbourne Boomers.
We have seen that a little bit this season, passing out of shots inside the keyway from Brianna Turner.
Now, not always the worst thing, but you want her to be aggressive so that people play her, or you get a high percentage look, and then those kick-out opportunities they'll eventuate organically.
Amy Rochi back out there. Halfway through this second quarter. Rochi assessing. Reed for three. He's done this well this season. Hillman on the O glass. Protecting space. Needs to pass out of it. And too long in the key.
But kept the ball alive. She had 8 offensive rebounds against the Caps, and that possession play is going to be huge. So that's just her first offensive rebound so far in the contest, but there's nothing bad that can happen, right? She gets called for the 3 seconds, you get your defense back and set.
Turn up. Now Mansfield off the dribble, off the glass, just strong. Ball ace, crashing the boards. Boomers ball. Seven-point leaders, Mansfield up in defense.
One of the unsung heroes of the WNBL. She's been very, very good for a very long time, Lauren Mansfield. Doesn't always get the credit that she deserves.
Absolutely, so reliable. Lauren Mansfield every season. Froling with the screen, Blitzarves, lets it fly, nearly went down. Hillman backs it out. Something they do so well, Melbourne. The offensive rebounding as Rochi pulls up and draws contact.
But credit to Naz Hillman, so making adjustments. Great players do that, right? So the very previous possession, she grabs the rebound, and there's obviously an instinct from, or a high alertness, I should say, from the Adelaide Lightning to swarm her immediately and force her to kick the ball out. They get the ball tangled up for a jump ball. There she rebounds, quickly gets the ball kicked out. They move it on to Rochi. Rochi gets on the free throw line.
Makes on the first. They're 6 of 6 as a team from the line. And Rochi missing on the second. Froling, though, long rebounds. Out to Reed. Fresh 14 for Melbourne. Good serves. Inside the painted area and gets her shot up and in.
And that's what makes her hard to defend when she's playing on the perimeter, because when she gets ahead of steam up, she's so physically tall and strong, she can break through any hands that are in the road and get her shot away.
Badish out there for Adelaide. Lead out to 10. Biggest lead of the ball game has been 11. Willoughby driving out Blitzarves and the foul call. Willoughby, her first trip to the charity stripe this afternoon. Four points, 3 boards so far. Ball ace and Nat Hurst shutting things over on the sideline. And Willoughby good on the first. To get it back within 8 for the Lightning here at the boombox. And she goes 2 of 2. Here's Rochi. Willoughby defending the ball this time. 3:40 remaining in the half, and Willoughby has picked her pocket. Taylor Brazel is ahead for the Lightning. Drives right at Rochi. Willoughby backed out. Now it's Badish. She'll fire for 3. Little strong. And Reed and Froling corral it.
Probably too early in the shot clock to be shooting that contested 3.
Kicked out to Rochi. Takes Willoughby off the dribble. No good on the floater. Froling in over the top, and an easy call for the ref.
So the trouble with that is the Melbourne Boomers have done a really good job in this quarter of being able to rebound the basketball and then run it back the other way. So almost using the Lightning's game plan against them. They've been able to get out and get on the free throw line. So getting the ball kicked ahead, you're able to kick it ahead to Rochi, who gets her feet into the paint there.
Ball ace. Driving straight away and one. Easy ball ace.
One thing that Borlase it's really eye-catching to me is she can go from fast to the first step within her 2 steps to take a layup. She can either stop and gain her balance, or she slows herself right down to a crawl where she gets total control of her body, and then she can leverage whether she's got to lean in a direction to be able to help the trajectory of her shot get away from a defender's hands.
Tally up to 8, missing on the continuation.
There's not many players that have that ability to do that.
Very quick first step, ball ace, Hillman. Had herself another big game inside the keyway, drives to the cup, no good. Ball ace with the rake and take in transition. Brazel to her left, spinning out of trouble. Did well to dance along that baseline, and now it's Willoughby at the elbow. Bourne onwards to Taylor Brazel, and the seas part for the Lightning. Timeout, Chris Lucas has got to chat things over. 4-point ball game, 37-33. And this timeout brought to you by CTM Sport. Here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court arrangements to CTM Sport, the experts in sports travel management. Get the winning edge at ctmsport.com.au. And it felt like, Mark, the Boomers were in control of this ball game, but Adelaide, with a bit of fast movement, fast-paced basketball, have got themselves back into it.
It's been a game of rhythms, right, and momentum swings. So Melbourne gets out to that 8-zip run to start the quarter, and then Adelaide goes on a run. Then Melbourne goes on a mini run. Now you're seeing another resurgence from the Lightning, but I think you're spot on. So in the half court, I talked about the execution being something that is the next layer for them. Can they get out and run in transition, but then can they keep that pace horizontally as well as vertically up and down the floor? And, you know, credit to the Lightning, they're able to get open lanes that they'll drive in straight lines, straight down the guts with. Taylor Brazel gets on the scoreboard. You know, I keep alluding to the Lightning needing more scorers. Against the Caps, they only had 8 points off the bench. Brazel is up to 4, so she's already halfway there. You know, being aggressive like that is going to go a long way for them to put a winnable scoreline on the board.
Hasn't Taylor Brazel just been terrific off the bench this season for Adelaide?
She has, and you know, it's clear that Coach Nat Hurst trusts her, not only with some defensive jobs, but she's prepared to be, you know, aggressive on the offensive end and picking her moments, so it's all organic. It never looks to me like Taylor Brazel forces any action or comes in thinking that she needs to take, you know, 3 shots in the stint that she's on. If they're there, she's got the confidence to take them.
Turner and Willoughby up in defense. And Conti will run the possession.
That's that same half-court trap, the 1-2-2. So the ball hasn't entered the key area yet, and there's still 8 seconds left. So a win to Adelaide's defense so far.
Froling. Now 3 seconds. Conti's got a heave. Great defense from Borlase and the Lightning. Bourne. Backs it up for Adelaide. Here is Taylor Brazel on cue. Crossing up Blitzarves out to Bourne in the corner. Little short on the 3. Brazel extra possession. Willoughby can reset. They go under the screen. Bourne will let it fly. Now it's Borlase.
Like this hustle from the Lightning.
They've got 12 offensive rebounds in the game already. Turner tries to add another.
And that's the benefit of keeping Brianna Turner near the hoop, either as a scoring look, someone you can pass to if her defender helps off to be able to blow up any driving lanes. But the length, right? Whether she can get the ball or not, she can keep it alive with her fingertips.
Inbounds to Willoughby. Driving on Blitzarve, slowed up nicely. Under the backboard was Brazel. Nice find out to Borlase for 3.
Just outworking the Boomers here in the latter part of the second quarter.
Into double figures now as Izzy Borlase with 11. Minute 20 remains. Blitzarves. Inside the arc is Keely Froling. Reed nearly got there, and Bourne did well to get it back in bounds. Borlase really had it wrapped up from Blitzarves, and the whistle. Foul call against Melbourne.
So what she does well, I mentioned earlier the slowing down of her footwork, almost to a screeching halt. She can get in control of her body from fast to stop. But then what you miss on that last position, she tucks the ball under her arm, almost like a rugby player, so it keeps it protected. The ball's not going to get poked loose, and she's trying to step through into a window of space where she can kick the ball out to a teammate.
Lightning on a run here. Now down by 10, and now all tied up at 37 apiece. Borlace goes 2 of 2 and Adelaide in the lead. Been a great finish to this second quarter for them, and the turnover again. Borlace rips it from Conti. In the open floor, Melbourne get back in defence. Turner with the pick, diving to the bucket. Bourne does the same, driving at Froling. Melbourne with the stop.
Unlucky not to get a foul call on that take.
Froling on the perimeter. Now it's Blitzarves, takes contact, no good. Brazel, up and down game at the moment here at the boombox. And Turner will take a moment to slow it up. Bourne. 9 seconds for Brazel. Working on Conti. Again, it's Borlace for 3, not that time. 8 seconds. Chance to take the lead into the sheds for Melbourne. Conti will let it fly at the half, little short, that'll do it. Adelaide with a run at the end of the second quarter, lead this one 38-37 at the halftime break. Mark Alabakov.
A huge end to that quarter. So 18-15, they win the quarter. Just a mature performance towards the back end of that second quarter. We're able to execute better in the half court, keep the basketball moving, but I loved their tenacity. So they've obviously watched the game against the Caps. That was the shock loss that the Boomers had in their last start. Because some of that template, I mean, it fits the Adelaide Lightning, but they've cranked those dials up to 10. The transition play and then the possession play.
Your halftime highlights here. Been a great game so far at the boombox. Conti and Penina Davidson combining on that occasion. And we thought it might be a tight one with no Jordan Canada in the lineup today, Mark.
We did, but we also knew that Amy Rochi coming in as an organising point guard, she's been in those big moments, she's plug and play. So she's done a tremendous job in being able to control the tempo when she's out there and is almost a settling influence, that veteran presence. She's got a high IQ, she knows when to push the basketball, but then knows when to slow it down and get the team on the same page within the half court.
Brianna Turner has had herself another big half. 4 points, 5 boards, 3 assists and 13 offensive rebounds as a team from the Lightning. But Izzy Borlace, didn't she have a big say in that run towards the end there?
She did, and she's hard to keep under wraps, especially if she's shooting the 3 ball particularly well. So a lot of teams will challenge her to shoot that 3, knowing that she's tremendously hard to stop off the bounce. You know, she's knocked one of them down so far in this game.
Remarkable, the Lightning are 1 of 16 from 3 and they lead this ball game.
Yeah, you know, and especially given they're not particularly, when we compare to the rest of the league, a high percentage 3-point shooting team, but they shot at 41% from the 3 in their last game against the Bendigo Spirit. I mean, that was largely because of Lauren Mansfield, but 1 of 16, you'd be pretty happy going into half-time with a 1-point lead, knowing that that part of your game can get markedly better and it'll reach, you know, the average of what you've been performing across the course of the season.
Here's your individual leaders as well, and it's 2 players in the Opal squad who lead the scoring. Blitzarves and Borlace.
Blitzarves tremendous, and I just love the aggression that she started the game with. As I mentioned earlier, she had less than her best game in the last start, and the beauty of being able to play a second game within the round is you get a chance to be able to turn what seems or feels like a loss into a win. So 14 points, super aggressive getting to the basket. I love when she drives and gets a shoulder-to-chest advantage, and she keeps physically bullying her way to keep a straight line to the hoop. She's been able to get on the free throw line as well. She's got the 5 rebounds, but 3 assists, so she's just being a great contributor as a whole basketball player to this Boomers lineup.
Stick around, 1-point ball game here at the boombox. The Lightning by 1.
Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every
summer of awesome.
This is the very limit of where life can exist.
The incredible fight for life in Earth's greatest extremes.
Most extreme way to survive. It's the equivalent of a human climbing up a skyscraper.
Witness survival on a razor's edge.
This is planet Earth as you may never see it again.
New Planet Earth 3, Monday 7:30 on 9 and 9 Now.
Ford dealers have backed sport in communities for nearly 100 years. And now, from the Boomers and Opals to Aussie Hoops, your local Ford dealer is proud to support basketball. Because all dreams start somewhere.
Nice pass.
Lovely pass. And Maylee converts.
It allows Melbourne to get going. A no-look pass to Fowler, and that is classic Caps basketball.
Great defense from Kelly Wilson.
Terrific defense. Gave Cole absolutely nothing. It does not matter. Cole drains it on the buzzer.
Gets it back from Bradley Nicholson. Pops it in!
McDonald has been the one. Step back, triple. McDonald, as sweet as you like.
One player who is absolutely taking the competition by storm this season is Izzy Bola, the South Australian product. We know she comes from a family of sporting royalty, but she's making her own name in this competition.
It was my first season and didn't really have any expectations leading into it. I guess I received some acclamations at the end of the season. I had like an inkling that maybe I could come away with one of them, but getting two was just amazing and I was really grateful for that. My dad, who used to play football in the SANFL for the Port Magpies. My mum played for the Diamonds for netball. My brother plays in AFL and my sister does surf lifesaving rowing and she's represented Australia. I'm really lucky to have my family members who can help me out.
Now your heart is full again, Rachel Sport, because the iconic number 14 that you made famous here at the Adelaide Lightning in the WNBL was retired, but it is back on the back of Izzy Borlace, and I know it's making your heart sing.
It certainly is. I couldn't think of anyone better. And I know that Izzy's doing some wonderful moves out there. Much better dribbler than I ever was. Rapt to see number 14 out there, and really exciting future for Miss Borlace.
You know, obviously in pre-season you could tell, you know, okay, this girl's going to be a star. She blew me away as well, just with, you know, the season she had, to watch her play and to watch her grow, and I'm excited to see what she does this season.
She's just got so much to her game. She's powerful, she's robust, she's got a perfect basketball body. She can go inside, she's a great rebounder. The basketball world is at her feet, really. She's going to have a great career.
I'd like to be better than I was last season. I haven't had the most ideal off-season with a couple of niggling injuries, so I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. So whatever happens, happens, really.
Hey, I'm Tess.
I'm Shanice.
And we're from the Sydney Flames. We're here today with Ellery, Miller and Mateo from the Ford Aussie Hoops. Do you want to make a smoothie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. What's your favourite fruit? Mango. Yes, we've got some mango. Oh, nice. What's your favourite thing about playing basketball?
Shooting.
Shooting?
What's your favourite thing about basketball?
Great question. My favourite thing about basketball is all the people that I get to meet and all the friends I've made playing basketball. Ellery, do you want to click the button? What should we call this smoothie? What do you reckon? Rainbow. That's a great name. Is that as good as your mum's from her cafe?
No.
Oh. Now that we've got lots of energy, should we go shoot some hoops?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tonight, Delta is back with a special star-studded Christmas event.
Hello, Australia.
With Robbie Williams, G Flip, Kate Sobrano,
Merry Christmas, everyone,
Gujarat, Teddy Swims, Russell Crowe, and lots more.
Hey, has anybody done this yet? How about this guy?
Spread the Christmas spirit. Brand new Christmas with Delta, tonight, 7 o'clock on 9.
This is it, Australia.
The grand finale of Love Island is here.
Savannah and Clint, Tyler and Kale, Lucinda and Zach. Who wins Love Island 2023 is up to you. Go to 9now.com.au/Love Island and click on your favourite couple.
Don't miss the epic grand finale. Monday, 8:30 on 9 Now and 9 Go. Women are powering forward and changing the game on and off the court. Together, Basketball Australia and the Australian Sports Commission are powering women in basketball. We are amplifying the voices, skills and spirit of women in the game. From the backboards to the boardrooms, we're breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes and empowering the next generation of female athletes and leaders. Get involved and together we can create a future where every girl's hoop dreams are within reach.
Welcome back to the Boombox here, the Boomers and the Adelaide Lightning, and it is the Lightning with a 1-point lead at the half. An impressive showing from Nat Hurst's team so far. Mark Alabakoff.
They've been tremendous. They had a great first quarter of being able to run the basketball, scored 18 points off fast breaks or points off turnovers. Only 2 came in that second quarter though, but then they did a better job of being able to execute within the half court and then outworking the Melbourne Boomers. Had 7 second chance points.
They sure did. They've been led by Izzy Borlace with 13, and Sarah Blitzars for the Boomers leads all scorers with 14, our player of the half.
I love her aggressive mindset, a big response to the last game that she played against the Caps. She's got the 14 points, but she's filling up the stat sheet in different ways. So being able to go to the basket off the dribble, she's so physically strong and she can hold contact and finish comfortably left and right. She's got the pull up there that you see, but she's not settling for the 3, even though she's got the capacity to hit it. She's knocked one down, but getting herself to the cup or on the free throw line has been huge for the Boomers.
I need to find some points from elsewhere today. The Boomers with Jordan Canada, their leading scorer, out of the lineup, and Blitzars has stepped up to the plate so far. Third quarter underway here with Borlace and the Lightning. Leaders by 1, and an 11-0 run at the end of the second quarter sees them in this position. Borlace working on Hillman, dancing inside. Bourne, pass closed off from Rochi. Reed switches onto the rock, and now it's Turner. No good from the mid-range.
Outstanding defensive possession there from the Boomers. Credit to Amy Rochi. There was an extra pass 3-point shot available. She ran right into the passing lane and blew that up.
Rochi. Hillman on the perimeter. Now Blitzarves, 5 seconds. Needs to make her move. Dumps it down low. Hillman just in time
for her 4th assist. So her being aggressive, she can now be a catalyst to help others get easy baskets as well.
First point of the second half goes to the Boomers. Bourne poked away from Hillman. Ends it up back with Willoughby. Borlace around the Turner screen. Hands it off to Bree Turner. Recognised Willoughby was open on the wing.
And there's the passing of Bree Turner. So catches the ball. I think the last game she would have taken that mid-range jump shot, doing a great job of finding others and then getting herself onto the offensive glass.
It's their second 3 of the game, the Lightning. They're 2 of 17 from that spot. Blitzarves into the post. Keely Froling goes to work on Bourne. Gets her shot away, but great defense from Bourne. Borlace with it for Adelaide, wants movement. Mansfield. Guards combine. Bourne as well is on the perimeter.
Now the Boomers are switching any pick and roll exchanges, so that's why you see Naz Hillman guarding Lauren Mansfield.
Inside, Willoughby is fouled. Looks to be against Blitzarves. It'll be her 3rd, if so. And it is indeed.
So that's problematic. So now it faces the Melbourne Boomers or Coach Chris Lucas with a choice. Do you leave her out there on the floor with 3 fouls, knowing that if she picks up a 4th, now that becomes danger zone territory? Or do you pull her out and protect her? Knowing the game's within 2 points, you're not really stressed. You can find other ways to score.
Alley-oop to Turner, can't convert, and Conti is set to check in for Melbourne. Here's Rochi. See if Blitzarves hits the pine in just a moment. Nice pass inside to Hillman, stepping through. Protects that space perfectly.
So both teams employing a switching defense, which means you'll see anytime that 2 players come together in an on-ball screen. Great drive there by Izzy Bourne.
Wide open.
When 2 players come together, they'll swap who's guarding who. So you leave a bigger defender on the smaller guard with the basketball, and then a smaller defender on the bigger player rolling to the basket.
Reed hesitated, now kick out to Hillman. Working on the elbow, Froling for 3. Rattles out. Willoughby will take it and go. 3 minutes gone here in this 3rd quarter. Bourne. Hand off Mansfield. And the mid-range J goes down. Back out to a 4-point lead, Adelaide. Quietened this boombox crowd at the moment, haven't they?
They have, and if you're the Melbourne Boomers, you've got to hold your nerve. The challenge that you have, great drive there by Blitzarves. The challenge that you have is, you know, if this one starts to go on a little bit of a run for the Adelaide Lightning, you can't lose focus or lose your identity or panic. There's a whole lot more basketball to be played, and you know, having a rear view mirror and worrying about that previous result against the Caps, which caught you by surprise, we've moved on from that. The Boomers have enough here and have enough talent within their lineup to be able to get wins and respond to losses like that in a positive way.
They sure do. Their depth being highlighted here today with Rochi and Conti getting some extended burn. Blitzarves remains out there with the 3 fouls and splits a pair from the line. Back to a 1-possession ball game, and there is the sub. Conti out there defending Mansfield. Poked at it was Conti, nearly the steal. She's got it. Turnover.
Now, I'm ruining that I didn't say this earlier. I was about to say the job that Conti does with her hand pressure on the basketball. She just forces you to be uncomfortable taking ground when you're a point guard that's being defended by her.
Rochi. You'll be so uncomfortable to play against, Mark. That's well put.
You want her on your team, you don't want to play against her.
Yes. Froling just off on the J, Borlase. Plenty of purple jerseys back in defence. Borlase recognises that kick out. Bourne just off on the 3. Turner, extra possession. Mansfield with her feet set. Somehow doesn't go down for the Lightning.
But both teams with good adjustments. So you said the crowd of purple that was around the hoop, that's to try and blow up and shrink space around the keyway so that driving lanes don't appear. They're challenging the Lightning to shoot the 3, which they haven't been able to do so well so far in this game.
Hillman on the O-glass.
But then the counter adjustment is that you had Turner at the rim at the other end, being able to keep the basketball alive.
To a 1-point game. Lace tried to find Bourne rolling to the bucket. So something that's gone against the grain, if you like, offensive rebounding numbers. The Lightning with 14 to the Boomers 5, despite leading the league, Melbourne, in O-glass coming into the game.
Yeah, you know, and this is Adelaide doing their homework and looking at the UC Caps template for how they were able to beat, you know, the previously unbeaten for the longest time Melbourne Boomers. It was outworking them for possession play and then getting out and running. So just trying to beat them with things that are, or metrics that are effort-based.
Hillman down low, couldn't get it to go under the glass, and Turner did well defensively. Borlase. Now Bourne was rolling to the bucket. Turner moves it onwards to Taylor Brazel. Izzy Tonks is out there as well for Adelaide. Inside, Bourne doubled from Conti. Goes to work on Hillman. Nice find to the cutting Brazel. Last touched Adelaide.
And clear adjustment by the Boomers. Anytime that you see a post catch or particularly Borlase catching the ball on the 3-point line, all of the purple jerseys take one giant step towards that navy blue painted area of the keyway, and they just take up all of the space and force you to kick the ball back out or do something in a crowd.
Conti flips it behind her back. Hillman, what a dime from Mon Conti.
Is there anything she can't do?
Unbelievable look. No look behind the back pass, and the Boomers back up by a point. Wallace. Fake the pass, now retrieves it back from Bourne. And just bulldogging her way through was Naz Hillman for the steal. Conti will let it fly in transition, just off. And Brazel will protect it, Brooke Basham for the Lightning will protect it.
Now, she's a scoring threat, Basham, so look for her to be aggressive when she gets possession of it.
Froling wins it. Wanted the call from the ref. Working hard to try and come up with that steal. But regardless, Melbourne basketball. 3:57 remaining in this third quarter, and what a game of hoops it has been here so far in Parkville. Rochi mishandled to the advantage of Froling. Hillman penetrating, kick out to Reed, who's got 4 seconds to work with. Whistle first, and 2 shots coming at the line for Tara Reed.
An explosive drive when she did go to the dribble, but my concern watching this, if I'm Coach Chris Lucas, is the ball is starting to stop again. Where you've been able to keep the basketball moving when an advantage is created, they've been able to get whatever that they want on the offensive end. But if it stops, it allows the defense to then load back towards the ball and shrink all of the space again around whether it's a post up or someone looking to go to the dribble, go to the basket off the dribble rather.
Inbounds Rochi. Around that Hillman screen, back out to Conti.
And there's the ball stopping again.
Late shot clock situation again. Got to go to work here, Mon Conti. It's Froling who will try and bail them out. And Turner protecting the glass. Rebound number 9 in the game. Tonks there, deflected Conti. Bourne picks it up. Turner recognised it, and Rochi slaps it away for the Boomers. Slingshot offense. Conti can fire if she likes. And then opts to slow it up for Melbourne. Hillman. Now the ball just stopping a little bit here as Conti has space to go, not quite.
So what that does, when the ball stalls or it stops, it encourages you to shoot the three-point shot because it's really difficult to create advantages in the painted area.
Froling saw better of it, tapped it to the advantage of Conti, has Reed there to her left. Did well inside the keyway, the foul, nearly and one. 2 shots coming at the stripe.
Now, she should knock these 2 down, Tara Reid, but I would have loved to have seen her run ahead of Monique Conti because Conti was looking for somebody to throw to. Tara Reid just pulled up her cut to the basket a little bit earlier, which meant even when she got past the basketball, she had to do something defended.
So timeout on the floor, the Boomers with a 1-point lead, and this one brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops, the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Basketball Australia are launching the Ford Aussie Hoops Award for 2023. To find out more, visit aussiehoops.basketball to register and get your youngster involved in the great game of hoops. And this one is neck and neck. Cannot separate these two at the moment. Tara Reid will go to the free-throw line mark, where the Boomers are 7 of 9 on the ball game.
Yeah, and she'll knock these 2 down, which will help on the scoreboard just to be able to settle the Boomers. But I'd love to see them keep the basketball moving. They did a great job in that second quarter when they did that, being able to get the ball into the paint in positions where they got high percentage looks, or they got on the free throw line a stack in that second quarter, and it played the game on the Melbourne Boomers' terms.
Speak of the paint, I mean, they're leading the points in the paint, the Adelaide Lightning 30-18, and Brianna Turner has been a massive reason why, controlling the glass with 10 rebounds.
Yeah, and she's been huge. I love seeing her be in and around the basket, whether she's rolling or she's just on the post, for instance. She's got the 4 offensive rebounds. I mentioned earlier that her length is so disruptive, so she's able to catch and potentially put the ball into the hoop from layup distance, or the length in a contest keeps the basketball alive, which means the Boomers don't get a chance to get it out and get on the rim back the other way as freely.
So 3 throws for Melbourne out of the timeout. Reed's got a couple of boards and 4 points in the game. In the starting 5 for the Boomers today.
for a large part of the season, she's been their best three-point shooter in terms of percentage.
She has been almost under the radar off-season addition for the Boomers. Not a huge name compared to some of their other big signings, but has been a crucial cog.
Yeah, just solid and reliable.
Borlase. Another three for Izzy Borlase. And another three for the Lightning.
That's a massive shot by her. So teams will have the scout, because she's so dangerous off the dribble, they're going to give her a cushion of space. They'll sit off her by a metre or two, so you've got a head start when she tries to drive the ball. If she can hit that three, then it challenges you to rethink how you're going to play her on the defensive end.
Rochi, top of the paint, tried to thread it down low to Froling, who is ambushed by the Lightning, and Turner once again controlling the keyway. Brooke Basham throws it ahead. Brazel deflected off Reed. Melbourne bench loves it.
So that's the second time there's been a Melbourne Boomers player disrupt the passing lane. So whenever there's been an advantage created and there's a 2-on-1 where an extra pass would lead to an open three, the Melbourne Boomers, instead of closing out towards the player, they're closing out in the passing lane and blowing it up.
Turner overcommitted to Davidson, and she punished the Boomers. Straight to the rack. Brings up 6 points in the ball game for Turner. And they protect this one possession lead, Adelaide. Conti. Davidson was there. She can fire from the elbow. Almost didn't expect to find herself in that much space.
Absolutely. But such is the talent of Monique Conti, right? Being able to find her balance when none should have existed for a mere mortal, and then knocks down the jumper.
Willoughby trying to return fire. Turner tapped it to the advantage of Rochi. Melbourne basketball. This to take the lead. Reed, dangerous when she has her feet set, won't go. Mansfield, third quarter winding down here. It's Bourne at the top. Mansfield around that pick, slowed up by the Boomers. Froling came across late, and it banks home for Izzy Bourne.
Normally the bank isn't open on a Sunday.
Had to say it, didn't we? 4 points the lead, Adelaide.
It's customary.
Here's Rochi. Willoughby did well to close it off. Davidson. Rochi, floater, tied to the baseline. No good. Mansfield. Boomers back in defense. Mansfield probing inside, waiting for a cutter and turnover. Bit of frustration from the Adelaide vet.
So it means the Boomers will have possession to finish this third quarter. So if you're Coach Chris Lucas, you get an opportunity to orchestrate a type of shot or run a set play to get a type of look that you're looking for. So this is why you see the likes of Naz Hillman being subbed into the game. Look for her to get involved either as a receiver shooter or somebody who sets an on-ball screen in this possession.
Shot clock off here, end of the third. Kalia. Reed on the wing, Davidson taking her place in the post. And the call here goes against Willoughby. It'll be her second. 12.2, plenty of time for the Boomers. They had one to give.
Now, if you're the Boomers, you don't want to get a hurried shot here. You don't want to give the ball back to the Lightning to finish the quarter.
Down low, Davidson, time winding down. Second chance for Penina. Tried to muscle it up. Over the top was Hillman.
And that's why you have her in the game, right? On the weak side of the floor, there's a bunch of rebounds and putback opportunities there from Penina Davidson. But when you've got a rebound at the caliber of Naz Hillman on that weak side of the floor, that rebound is usually against a smaller player once an extra defender is committed to trying to stop what Penina Davidson is doing. Gets herself on the free throw line. 2 going down here is a massive, massive asset to the Melbourne Boomers going into the three-quarter time break.
It was her 4th offensive rebound of the game. And this would, as you mentioned, Mark, finish the quarter in style. To bring it back to a 2-point ball game.
She's had a massive third quarter, I mean, to use that word again. So she's had 9 points so far. This would be 10 just for the quarter alone.
0.8 is the correction. Mansfield happy to let time expire here. The Adelaide Lightning remain in the lead, 53-51 at the three-quarter time break. It's been so much fun calling this so far, Mark Alabakov. And the Lightning, we know that they have had their struggles in close games. That's been well documented. Could this be the time that they come away with the victory here, sitting in 7th position?
It's a challenge, right, of their resilience to keep being in these positions where you can steal a win against a very high caliber opponent. But it gives you more repetitions of game management within, this sort of situation as well. Now, they've had a heap of near misses that have been really unfortunate if you're an Adelaide Lightning fan. But can they continue to move forward? Can they apply things that they've learned or tried to adjust to get themselves over the line? They've been here before. Can they turn the ledger in their favour in this fourth quarter?
Conti, that was some assist. Going to be one of the assists of the round, no doubt. Izzy Borlase having herself another big ball game. And Brianna Turner, we sung her praises in the pre-game. She's lived up to the billing, and I thought held Naz Hillman fairly well in this ball game. She's got 12 and 7. It's been a pretty even battle, but Naz Hillman can really take control of contests when you don't have a player like Brianna Turner down low.
Yeah, and Brianna Turner, for a reason, has been the athlete within the whole competition that's played the most minutes out of anybody. She's so crucial to this Lightning outfit, and especially where she's able to get herself going as a scoring threat or be in and around the basket to keep the ball alive. That's how she's best used within this Adelaide lineup.
It's been a pretty high-paced ball game. It almost feels like it should be more high-scoring than it has been, probably coming down to the three-point shooting.
Yeah, and seeing the Adelaide Lightning start to hit a couple within that third quarter, that thing is going to even out in terms of a percentage to closer to what their average would be. I think for the Lightning, can they get Jocelyn Willoughby going on the offensive end, and then how do they find one more scorer, whether that's somebody off the bench or, potentially it's Turner, or even getting Lauren Mansfield going. She had 20-plus points in that last game that they played against the Spirit. She's only on the floor for the moment. Can they get her involved?
2 of 9 so far today, Lauren Mansfield.
Mind you, she's got the 7 assists as well, so it's not like she's doing nothing.
It's a great point.
She's an outstanding asset on the offensive end.
So here we go, fourth quarter underway here in Parkville. On Conti with the rock, Borlase defending. Turner there to help, down low to Davidson, combining, goes to work, and Davidson using that strength.
Strong finish, and I alluded to the bench points being something that's a factor. Her to come in and be able to be a scoring threat for the Boomers really helps.
3 ball won't go down. Had quite a few good looks today as well from 3, the Lightning. Just haven't fallen. Kalia. Conti running point. Davidson again is there, and that is foot violation against Turner.
Now, any time that you come off a pick and roll, so like Monique Conti did, you've got to be a scoring threat. So if you have time and space, the play is for you. You've got to take that shot to keep the defense honest. Otherwise, they anticipate that pass to the post.
Blitzarves driving on Willoughby. Turner was there to help. Adelaide with the stop. Borlase, transition 3, won't go again. So many looks tonight for Izzy Borlase have gone everywhere but in the rim.
And some of that has been selection, but credit to the Melbourne Boomers defense in shrinking space the moment she catches the ball.
She hasn't been far off. Here's Hillman with the pick. Blitzarves, long range 2. And Turner again, skying up for the rebound, but just fumbling, releasing Kalia, and a big block from Adelaide. Borlase was in there amongst the thick of it. Now it's Kalia diving on it. And referee happy to let them play.
5 on 4 if they attack quickly here.
Brazel. Willoughby. Not quite on the 3, but this has been a frenetic, almost chaotic game at points. Very entertaining stuff. Here's Conti.
And maybe nerves playing a part as well. The Melbourne Boomers have come off a shock loss. They want to get themselves back on track. For Adelaide, we mentioned it before, they've been in this situation numerous times. They want to get that breakthrough win.
They sure do. Been good today, Adelaide.
So as layman as it sounds, it's really going to come down to who settles into their rhythm first here in this fourth term.
Davidson, handoff Cherie Kalia. Mid-range, just off. Conti, can she get there? No, Borlase protects it.
Now look for Coach Chris Lucas to get Amy Rochi back into this game as well.
Borlase. Conti doing well to stay in front of her. Borlase will get the shot away. Great defence, Monconti. Sharika Leah. Adelaide, to their credit, one thing they do well, they're always in ball games. Lost to the Townsville Fire by just 6. Always put themselves in winnable positions. Now it's can they capitalise down the stretch. Borlase. Taylor Brazel driving at Conti. Davidson committed, so it made an open 3. Turner on the O-glass. Bourne. Couple of subs waiting on for the Boomers. Borlase into the corner, and not quite.
Just falling a little out of sync, the Adelaide Lightning. I mean, you saw on that possession, Brianna Turner standing on the 3-point line, the corner closest to us.
Call here from the referee. That court violation, was it, Mark?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I missed either that or a foul call. I believe you might be right with the backcourt.
Something we don't see too often.
But it gives an opportunity for Adelaide to settle here, call themselves an offense that they're comfortable with, to get somebody a scoring look to reclaim who they are.
Mansfield. Now Izzy Bourne. Borlase on the wing, 5 seconds. So again, she'll need to bail the Lightning out. What a dime, recognition, Turner with the finish.
That's a beautiful pass and a great roll to the basket. I love seeing Turner in and around the hoop. Good things are happening for the Lightning when she goes there.
Having a great ball game, Brianna Turner. 5 assists as well to go along with her 8 points, 14 rebounds. Blitzarves driving hard to the cup. Turner over the top with the block. All clean, says the referee.
Excellent defense, but a great message for junior athletes watching, and why driving to the basket on your left side, if you can go up with your left hand, even if it's non-preferred, you've got your body between the defender and the basketball, so you'll have clean airspace to be able to get the shot away. Even when you're right-handed to shoot it there, it puts the ball in harm's way right where the defender is.
Froling. 7-second shot clock. Off the inbounds, they found Blitzarves. Great set from Melbourne, and she can finish it off. Puts them back up by 1.
Now heading into territory for Coach Nat Hurst to call a timeout here.
Foul call against Reed.
So if the Lightning don't get a score and you go and see a score from the Boomers at the other end, look for her to stop the game and try and kill the momentum before it gets out of hand.
Tara Reed has 2 personals. As we get the mop out here and we're underway. No one in any real foul trouble at this late stage of the game. Bourne. Turner assessing, skipped over to Mansfield. Brazel wide open. It looked good out of the hand, just a little short.
Didn't it? I thought that was down. But look at this defensive effort from Brazel, having a great game.
Gets it back for the Lightning, down low. Bourne has Rochi there and the foul call. Adelaide to the line.
And similar with the last play by Blitzarves, so you had a wide open Izzy Bourne there against the smaller defender in Amy Rochi. If you go up with your left hand, you've got your body separating you from the defense. There was a real possibility she could have made that basket and had the and-1 free throw. It's really important that athletes trust the work that we all know that they put in, especially on their non-preferred side of their body.
Bourne just off on the first. And 0 of 2. Amazing to think where this ball game could be if Adelaide hadn't have gone 4 of 28 from 3. Could be in a decisive position.
And it's funny we say that because the momentum's clearly with the Boomers, but we're talking about a 1-point game. This is still hanging in the balance.
Absolutely. Froling just short. Long rebound though for Reed. They'll go again. Rochi really mishandled. Diving in there. Great hustle. And Rochi tried to find Blitzarves. Credit to Taylor Brazel.
Now, the way that she's playing and playing to win at both ends of the floor, if I'm Coach Nat Hurst, I leave her out there. Doing a heck of a job in trying to make things happen on the offensive end organically, but then working her backside off on the defensive end, diving on loose balls, moving her feet defensively to stay in front of people. I love what she's doing for the Lightning.
And she's played some crunch time minutes in many games this season, Taylor Brazel.
So it gives you a picture that she's a trusted part of the lineup for the Lightning.
Here's Lauren Mansfield. Ball ace. Brazel with the rock. Turn of the handoff. Brazel to the rolling turner. Did so well to keep that in bounds. And the three for ball ace. What a play, Brianna Turner.
It almost looked like she meant that, to fall out of bounds to make sure that she had a passing angle to get the ball kicked out. Tremendous.
Placed it right in the shooting pocket as well of Izzy Ball ace. Looks so composed. Brazel nearly the steal.
But you wear that, and if you're Coach Nat Hurst, you've got to let her know that that's fine. I mean, you're not in any foul trouble. She's going for a deflection that she almost was able to get, just caught a little bit of body. Here's that pass again by Turner, outstanding on her right hand, falling out of bounds, like you said, to put it right into the shot pocket.
2-point ball game. Froling, corner three for Blitzarves. Great contest, Brazel doing a lot of things right at the moment for Nat Hurst's team. Ball ace in transition, second chance, tapped it ahead, and Bourne is going to go back to the charity stripe.
And this is the benefit of running ahead of the person with the basketball, especially, I mean, well, for anybody, but especially when you're a transition-based offense like the Lightning. They like to get out and run. If you can run ahead of the person with the basketball, whether that's wide as a lane runner or to the tip of the rim, the ball will find you. You've just got to get open and dislodge yourself from the defense.
So Bourne makes on the first. She was 1 of 4 from the stripe coming into this trip. And she splits a pair. 3-point lead, Adelaide. Boomers hoping not to make it an 0-2 round 7. Rochi wants the screen from Froling. She'll get it. 5 seconds. Good contest. Adelaide defense has been really good down the stretch in the fourth.
And they're coming to play. So this is the maturation of this team being in this situation before. You're seeing them handle things differently and with a different kind of poise to perhaps other games. But there's still a lot of basketball to be played.
Ball ace off the dribble. Out to Mansfield. Won't go. So again, it's Reed. Adelaide just struggling to make a three here. Reed driving hard on Turner. Couldn't get the foul call. Play on, says the ref. Turner puts the ball on the deck. 3:35 remaining. Ball ace. Pick from Bourne. She will step back for three. And again, you feel like at some stage, Mark, it will go down for Adelaide. Just some bad luck maybe from three so far.
Perhaps, but there's still a lot of basketball to be played. I'd love to see them try to work to get the ball into the key area. They do a tremendous job of driving the basketball. It's going to be hard to beat a team the caliber of the Boomers just by shooting the three, especially if it's not falling down.
Brazel, they have done this well today. The fast break points, not that time.
But see, even for all the praise that we've given Taylor Brazel, that shot didn't come from within the keyway. That pulled up at the elbow. I'd love to see them test the Boomers' defense by trying to get the ball into the paint.
Willoughby cheering on as she prepares to re-enter the game. 6 seconds for Amy Rochi. Working on Brazel. Gets to her spot on the low block. Another stop for Adelaide.
Now you want to keep the basketball moving if you're the Adelaide Lightning. So you've got scorers that can get on the rim, and Borlase is always a threat, but she's more threatening when she's on the move and can catch it and attack space. As is Lauren Mansfield.
Brazel, finally it goes down for Adelaide. They are up by 6 here at the boombox. Timeout on the floor. Adelaide in a dominant position, or at least with the ascendancy at this stage, Mark Alabakov.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Nat Hurst, you're talking about trying to get out and run off the back of stops. So you've got to reclaim your identity. This is who they are. They're going to be able to push either out this lead or maintain it if they can get out and fatigue the Boomers in transition, force them to have to play fast in that direction, or then keep the ball moving side to side to open up those driving lanes.
Been some terrific plays so far in this ball game. If you want to keep up to date with all the plays of the day, highlights, scores, you won't miss a minute of the action with the official WNBL app. Download the free WNBL app today. There's the Boomers next 4 games as well, going through the next 2 rounds. At the moment, they are staring down the barrel of maybe going 0-2 across round 7 against the Caps and the Lightning.
Now, there's certainly enough talent there, and I mean, they're going to be very well coached. They've done an admirable job so far within this contest. They're absolutely not out of it with 2:14 to play. But the challenge becomes, and you know, such is the depth of the league, when you take out Jordan Canada and then Christy Wallace. I mean, arguably they're 2 players that would be in their top 3 for the Boomers and who they would have been banking on being a big part of their campaign this season. They're not there at the moment. You can only coach who is there, but you've got 2 power players still to come back into the lineup for Melbourne.
Undoubtedly. 2 of the best guards in the league, and they've got excellent backcourt depth that's been tested today.
And that's a great point, because Rochi and Conti have performed perfectly in this one to put them in a position to be able to get the result back.
They have played their roles well as Turner the deflection, and Adelaide have been just stellar on this end of the floor today.
What I don't want to see the Lightning do is try to protect this lead. I'd love to see them stay aggressive.
Willoughby. Turner. Bucket here would make it really hard for Melbourne. Borlase off the dribble, straight to her spot. Izzy Borlase with the 2. 8 points is the lead for Adelaide. And we have another timeout here, 1:36 remaining on the clock, and the Lightning look to be in the box seat, Mark.
They are. I mean, that's tremendous. And I was worried about the ball stalling, but then they had the switch where Isabel Borlase had the taller defender to take off the dribble. She used a little in and out on her left hand to try to wrong foot the defender, and that opened the straight line driving lane for her to be able to pick up speed and go to the rim.
Just searching for some confirmation at the moment. And yes, it was the 6:23 mark that the Boomers last scored. So they've held them scoreless mark for 5 minutes, Adelaide.
They have. They've been outstanding on the defensive end. If you're Coach Chris Lucas, and he does a tremendous job of being able to try to stop in its tracks the momentum of the opponent. So that's why you've seen back-to-back timeouts here. He's tried to kill the run. You get an opportunity now to advance the ball and orchestrate a play. Potentially here to get... You're probably looking for a 3 here with 1:36 to go, because there's not that many possessions left, especially if the Lightning stall the ball and try to chew seconds off the shot clock. You've got to get a big hit here.
Borlase leads the way with 21 points.
But what you're not going to be able to do if you're the Boomers is win this game just purely on possession versus possession within the half court. Outworking the Lightning with your size on the offensive glass, potentially and 1 plays, but offensive rebounds. But then the push of the basketball back the other way in transition. They did a tremendous job in the second quarter with that. Can they find some of that in this last 1:30?
Conti out there in crunch time for Melbourne. Willoughby defending the rock. Healy Froling. Driving at Bourne, Turner from over the back, and kept in beautifully by Brazel. Borlase running out of superlatives for this Adelaide defence in the 4th quarter. Willoughby, this could be the dagger. Turner provides the pick, Conti hits the deck. No call, says the ref. Bourne will let it fly. Borlase over the top, and no good. Hillman and Blitzarves combine as Willoughby dives in, and they've come up with the steal.
Now, you don't need to be in any rush if you're Adelaide. Take as much time off the clock as you can, because it's your friend right now.
Now less than a minute. And they will do just that. Hillman recognises it. Comes the double. Brazel's been fouled. So they had 1 to give before they can send them to the line. 40.6 remaining.
So in terms of coach responses now, if you're Coach Nat Hurst, you put on all 5 of your best free throw shooters, knowing that the fouls are going to come, because the Boomers need to keep seconds on the shot clock, but they're going to send you to the free throw line as a result. But if you're the Boomers, I'm not sure if Coach Chris Lucas has any timeouts left, but if there's a score on this possession, you want to stop the game and advance the ball again and try to orchestrate yourself a basket again.
Gilman takes a break. Mansfield, and the immediate foul. Yet to hit the charity stripe so far this afternoon, Lauren Mansfield.
And a safe set of hands to have the ball in this situation. Never flustered. She's always calm, collected, and just solid and reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. On cue, takes care of business. An 83% career free-throw shooter. And rattles out on the second. But it'd have to be perfect from here for the Boomers. An early three needed. Blitzards will let it fly. Keeps them in it. 33 seconds. It's still plenty of time, Mark. We'll have a timeout.
There is, and a smart counter move now by Coach Nat Hurst to call the immediate timeout so you can advance the basketball into your half, knowing that it drops the shot clock to 14 seconds. But the thing that you've got to your advantage is there's a potential for the Boomers to come out and foul. You don't know what's being spoken about at the other end, but you're trying to get the ball in safely, get it to a capable free throw shooter, take the foul, go to the free throw line and knock two down.
6-point ball game. 33 seconds. Adelaide look like maybe they will finally break that close game winning drought that they've been on. It's been some run of unlucky results. They lead the points in the paint 36-20. The rebounding column 51-44. And the Melbourne Boomers at one point in this game led by 11 points. The second half from the Lightning. And in particular, this fourth quarter defensively has got them in a winnable position.
It has. Being able to keep a team the caliber of the Melbourne Boomers to so far this quarter, just the 8 points. I mean, that's an incredible defensive performance so far with 33 seconds to play.
So Adelaide basketball. Melbourne will be looking to foul straight away. Need to get it into safe hands and do via Willoughby. Reed's there. There's the call. 3 seconds came off. Willoughby will head to the line, where she's 2 of 2 so far this afternoon. 2 steals and a block as well for Jocelyn Willoughby.
And with 30 seconds to go, you've got to do a great job, if you're the Adelaide Lightning, of defending the three-point line. There's not many possessions left. It's evident to everybody in the arena that a purple singlet is going to look for a three-point shot because they need to try and get some score on the board and quickly. Be happy to give up an uncontested 2 and get the ball back.
Willoughby rattles out, so 7 points now the equation. Conti handling it here. Blitzards hit one from this spot. They will go the 2. It was a tough fadeaway as well, and they're trying to get the call here. Conti was there. Ball ace. Can they outrun them, Adelaide? They very well may, as Turner. Precious time winding down. Finally, Froling gets the whistle.
A smart play by Turner. I mean, she could have walked into a wide open score, but instead holds the basketball. The clock is her friend. Finds Willoughby. Willoughby now goes to the free throw line to ice the game.
So Adelaide are on the cusp. Their next game Thursday at Canberra, and all of a sudden that's looking like a highly entertaining game of hoops, Mark.
Right, and you've got 2 teams that are young, athletic, they run the floor, they play a fast break style as much as is allowed to them. I mean, not only has this got a bit more riding on it, but that was always going to be an entertaining game between 2, very athletic, fast-octane teams.
Conti out to Froling for 3. Missing on that one. Borlase cleans it up, and the Lightning have done it. From 11 down, they come away with a victory here at the Boombox, breaking their winning drought, their 3rd of the season. Great performance on the road from this young team. Borlase starring right before our eyes. 21 points, 12 boards, and 2 steals, a double-double. This is a stirring victory for this Adelaide team, Mark.
Massive for their program, just knowing how many of these games they've been in the mix, and then potentially just the youth of the group. They haven't made all of the best decisions that they can down the stretch to be able to put themselves in a winnable position. But what that does is it creates learning opportunities. And then you go back to practice, you review the film, you work on these things situationally, and then you come out and try and do better. And you never know what the tipping point is that is able to get you over the line. So to come to Melbourne and beat the Melbourne Boomers, who, they themselves are a championship contender, this is a huge victory for their program, but one that gets the monkey off their back. They've got that breakthrough win. The belief is going to be raised because of this one.
And we know they've got a great front court, the Melbourne Boomers, of course. Coming up against them, the likes of Penina Davidson, Keely Froling, Naz Hillman, they crashed the glass at length, but it was Brianna Turner today who controlled the keyway from go to O, and she is our player of the match.
And I loved her being in and around the basket. So she gets the 8 points, which is huge. So she stayed far more of a scoring threat against the Spirit. She was picking and popping. Now her going to the basket, she gets on the end of layups, but she keeps the basketball alive. Just this round, earlier in the round, she had 0 offensive rebounds. She had 5 just because she was in the vicinity of the hoop. 14 rebounds is a massive, massive output for a centre within the WNBL. But then the 6 assists. So she's a catalyst for other people to be able to play their best basketball as well. Not to mention a defensive stopper, 1 steal and the 4 blocks. She was outstanding tonight and a big reason why the Adelaide Lightning got a huge result.
She was absolutely terrific and held the Boomers to 31% shooting from the field. And down the stretch, we spoke of a 5-minute period in the fourth quarter where the Boomers couldn't hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, and part of that is the Turner factor with the 4 blocks, but they're the ones that she got hands to. Being in and around the basket, the length that she delivers, it changes shots and changes timing and the trajectory of shots, which forces people to play a little off balance or off kilter, and then that lends itself to the way that Adelaide wants to play. Anything that's a missed shot, they want to get it and go in transition, and any opportunity that they were allowed to do that, they did.
Here's your leaders in the game. Izzy Borlace with 21 alongside Sarah Blitzarves. And you feel like this blueprint that Adelaide have set as we look as well at the games to come for them and the rest of the round. This is a blueprint that they can take into the rest of the season and continue to grind away victories.
It gives them an identity, and that's the wonderful thing about the way that they've been playing. So they're a transition team when the ball can move fast vertically up the floor, but then when they're locked into the half court, if it can move just as fast side to side, they're a drive and kick team, and they do a tremendous job of it.
First game of your doubleheader is done and dusted here in Melbourne. We now turn our attention to Bendigo coming up against the Southside Flyers, tipping off at 5:30 p.m. We'll see you very shortly on 9 Now for that one. It's been an awesome afternoon of hoops so far. Liam Ellison and Mark Alabakov with you on the call. Mark, we'll see you very shortly for another big game of the Cygnett WNBL.